What is going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy Neosynthesis back at you with a new deck, actually. So I kind of been teasing this in the past couple of videos that I was going to be perhaps upgrading the quality of the in-person deck profiles by me. I know the one that I got of Alex was in good quality, but hopefully this one is of better quality than the last ones were. Anyway, what we're playing today is Earth Machine. So this is very similar to the YCS list that top 32'd in Vegas. So obviously, huge shout out to him for basically being my inspiration on this deck. This deck is really cheap. I think it's kind of more fun than the Eldritch deck in my opinion, just because you actually play the game. I've tuned this more toward the going second variation of the deck. I think that might be perhaps the right way to take this and just force going second. So maybe we'll find other cards in the deck as we continue, but this is what we're on right now. So we're going to start off with one Heavy Freight Train Derrick Crane, one Bullet Train, and then one Night Express Knight. So this is like my train engine, pretty much. Obviously there's these are the train monsters, I guess, not really the engine because there's a couple more cards. But yeah, these cards are actually super clutch. This one sucks. This one's just like the normal summon one. I understand why you play it. Basically, you have to... It's just like something else you can add as a level 10 Earth Machine. And then obviously like this plus this or this plus this is a rank 10. So that's fine. Express Train, special summon itself. Derrick Crane, it can also special summon itself. They have kind of different conditions. This one kind of can special summon out if you only control Earth Machines. This one, whenever an Earth Machine is special summoned, you can just special summon it out as well. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't level 10. I was like, I don't think it is. But we're running Triple Gear Frame. This is like the best card in the deck. Yeah, Stratos, self-explanatory. For the rest of the Machinas, we're running one Fortress, one Citadel, and one Rune Force. This is like the best part of the deck. Honestly, I'm thinking about bumping my Machina package up to be even bigger, just to go for like maybe two Fortress and like a couple Metal Crunchers as well, and maybe some Infinitrack stuff comes out, but I don't know, I'm not there yet. Oh, we're also playing one Unclass Bear. Yeah, the effect is really good. Being able to send cards from your deck to the graveyard is always good, especially because Rune Force and Citadel and Fortress, these are just like amazing in the graveyard. I just sometimes feel like I want more fuel, which is what's making me think about adding one more Fortress. I don't know if that'll brick, so like obviously testing is needed. And then for the Harvest or for the Infinitrack engine, this is pretty standard. Just two Harvester. We don't really want to see multiples of that card in our hand. It's not that bad though. Maybe you could get away with three. And then 1, 2, 3 of the other ones. Yeah, these are basically like bricks almost. These cards aren't bricks obviously because they're okay to draw. And then, some of them do get searched out anyway, but yeah, it's, the Infinitrack engine is actually, in my opinion, the most underwhelming part of this deck. So maybe it will go, but, making the rank 5 is really good. And then we run one box. So if you guys don't know what box does, basically you search box, and box searches another machine with 500 attack or 500 defense. So there's a couple targets. I believe it's just these two, Tunneler and Trencher. Which can be really crucial, right? Because sometimes you don't have a way to tutor those cards, and sometimes you may have a way to tutor them, but this is just like a better way to extend and get more advantage. And then that runs out our actual monsters. So then we run we're actually running a lot of defensive cards. So I'm going with triple Gamma in my main deck, and obviously the one driver as well. I really like it because if you're gonna choose to go second. This card's really good. Stopping Ash Blossoms in this deck can be really crucial, or one big negate. I didn't really get to see this card very much today, but I did draw the driver a lot, so that was cool. My locals was kind of scuffed. I lost one, tied one, and won one, so I won't get into it just because it was an underwhelming tournament, and I don't feel like there's anything I can really glean from it. And then we're running 3 Ogres in the main. I really like Ogre this format. There's just a lot of things you can pop that is usually pretty dang good. Like popping, I mean, against Drytron, which is, you know, what I'm playing against a lot because my best buddy is Drytron player. It's good. It's good against, I mean, it's like okay against Hulk. It's okay against like Faithful Adventure. You know, the Adventure Engine scores really good against. This card's really versatile right now, and the meta's wide open, which is why a card like Ghost Ogre that has like so many good applications is main deckable. I also just think it's just like a really, really good hand trap. RIP me for buying $5 Ultra Ghost Ogres before the common reprint. But it's neither here nor there. So that's it for the monsters. Way monster heavier than the last deck, but it's good. It's good. We're playing. We're moving on up in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. We're on triple redeployment. This card's like completely busted. Pitching a card and searching either 2 Machina cards or 2 Machina monsters is really good. Like this card gets ashed, you'll like lose the game though. So you really wanna try to make sure this doesn't get ashed. That's why we're running Gamma and stuff. This is maybe the best card in the deck, the triple urgent schedule. This is like what lets you go second. I also may consider bumping more going second cards in the deck and bumping out some of the going first stuff and just really, really hard focusing on going second. But there are some good going first cards that this deck can afford to play. So yeah, it's not bad. This card like lets you summon 2 Earth Machines from your deck. Yeah, obviously that's completely insane. So like you're getting a +1 on your summons. And you can immediately link them away if you want to put them in the graveyard or there's, like I said, there's tons of applications for this card. This is like the reason that you can play this deck is Urgent Schedule. Then we're on 2 Switchyard just to tutor out level 10 Earth Machines. I think it's Earth Machines, right? Yeah, okay, so I was just making sure you couldn't add Ruin Force with this, but you can add Machina Fortress. That is allowed. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Switchyard was good for me every time I saw it. Now, this card's another card that I like. I don't love the Infinitrack stuff, but I do actually really like this heavy forward card. So maybe this gets bumped up to 3 copies. But then again, like, I just don't want to see it too often. Certainly not multiple copies in every hand. Because we're not playing Infinitracks, we're playing like Earth Machine in general. So it's good when we see a little bit of a lot of our engines, but seeing like all Infinitracks is pretty bad. If we're gonna see all of something, it'd be all Machinas, which is why I'm considering moving to a more Machina-centric build. All right, for the traps, we're running triple Imperm, just another hand trap. It's not the best this format. If I had Ash Blossoms, this is where I'd put 3 ashes if I had them. The Dinkelberg meme. As they say, and then so that's like a hand trap, so that's why that's first. But and then for like quote unquote real traps, Machina Redeployment or Machina Overdrive. I always say that, but Machina Overdrive because I feel like Overdrive makes more sense to be redeployment and it should be like other way around. This card like lets you pop a card, pop one of your machines, and special summon a Machina from the deck with a different name. Obviously, it's good to like pop the Infinitrack cards that can't be destroyed. Special summon one out from the deck. So that's like a cute little niche, interaction. Maybe 3 of this is also necessary. If I were going to play a pure Machina deck, I would definitely be bumping this up. And I don't know if I'd go straight pure as well. It's kind of just hard to say. Because I think the more Machina you go, the more stun-oriented you want to go. So like I said, there's a lot with this deck, but I think that card is really good. And then these are some of the reasons why you can be playing this deck and have like a lot of good success in this format. Triple goes in triple Skill Drain. Skill Drain is like a complete blowout card, obviously. Pretty much if you see this card and it matters against your opponent, you just win the game. This is like the only situation where Skill Drain is like super, super good that you want to go first. Going second is pretty much always better in any other case because your goal is just like blow up their board and like kill them. And then triple goes in. The only problem with goes in is that it does conflict with your Rune Force Unk, which are both dark. But typically you're going to be using those. You're going to be aware that you're going to have goes in match. So you're not just going to like get your cards burnt randomly, you know what I mean? Like you can play around your own goes in match, guys. Like just link off the Rune Force. Like or just don't make a Rune Force line when you have goes in. Like that's all I'm trying to say. So that's actually 44 cards in the main deck. I know I'm normally a pretty big connoisseur of 40, but we have drivers in our deck, and there's actually like a lot of garnets, so maybe the more cards the better in this case. I actually didn't really organize my extra deck. It's kind of still as it was when I played with it today. But I guess we'll just start off with the link. So I'm only running 2. Ooh, we'll say that for the one-off. So I'm only running 2 Goliath. I've seen a lot of lists running 3 Goliath. The third one has never come up for me, and you know, the day that it does, I'll be like, oh dang, that's why you run 3 Goliath. But we're actually running more cards that just more utility, more flexibility, because the extra really doesn't matter that much. I don't think you should be going into it that much. That's why this deck is so good. One of the reasons why I think this deck is a meta challenger is because it doesn't lose to Scythe DPE, which is like the format's signature, setup. So, but yeah, for the machine links, we were in the 1 Anger Knuckle. This one's actually broken. I didn't have this one today. It actually came in the mail like this afternoon. And essentially what it does is just let you summon a level 10 Earth Machine from your graveyard. And then it's got another effect like where you can like resurrect it by discarding or tributing. So it's pretty good. Anger Knuckle is not a bad card. Ballista is another pretty dang good card. This card just lets you search out it lets you search out an Ancient Gearbox, and then Ancient Gearbox searches out another card. So this is like, if you can't, this is like 2 machines or 2 Earth Machines link into like a search, which is like really insane. And then 1 Platinum Gadget. So obviously Platinum Gadget is a light as well, so that does kind of suck when you get Xeno locked out of the light. But yeah, because you have a few things that aren't necessarily Earth Machine, but it's pretty good. Like, it's good enough to warrant inclusion, because a lot of the time you make Ballista and then you have the gear in your gearbox in your hand, and maybe you can make Gadget, and that'll extend you. So yeah, that's why we're running that. And then I'm teching this. I don't know if it's ever going to come up, but I like to think maybe there's a situation where I Dark the Dark Charm or someone's like DPE for game. And obviously you can make this because Ankh and Runeforce are dark. So rarely is Runeforce going to be a good play to link off. Like maybe if you maybe if you can maybe he's like on the board from last turn, you can summon him again, it's a good play, but this and Ankh is like Ankh and something else is a much more realistic application of this card. And then for the rank 4s, we're just running 1 Gigant. It's like this didn't come up today. It's kind of just okay. Like 1 level 4 or lower machine. Like you search Ankh, you search. How are you making this though? That's the problem. Like if you didn't make this with Ankh, how are you making this? You can pretty much just search. Well, you can search Gearframe Ankh. I'm just technically you can search Gearframe Ankh Harvester, and then Gearbox. You can also add Gearbox. So Gearbox will search an Infinite Track as well. So Gigant's good. You don't need more than 1. Obviously Gigant's good. And then this is like the Chad version of Gigant, the River Stormer. He just searches. I think it's literally. Yeah, any Earth Machine. So that's pretty good. That can search a lot more of your deck. This can't search Runeforce, but it can search all the other Machinas. Also can't search Ankh, but like I said, all the other Machinas. So it's actually pretty dang sick. That card's good for sure. Rank 9s, run this card. It's just like a crazy board break card. Super good. Enter Blathneer. It's it's good. It can. This can get over things that normally we would have a hard time getting over because it's like non-target banishing. So yeah, this is like a problem solver. You definitely want this just as like a problem solver. It's a wind as well, so just be aware of that when you're playing. And then for the rank 10s, we don't run an overwhelming amount of rank 10s. We just run the Max Cannon, which I feel like is pretty obvious. Dora, which also is pretty obvious. Dora's like insane. And then we run the Libe. Libe is like, this will one-shot your opponent if they pay for, Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda. So, if they, clear their board, because I think this card says... Yeah, this card... Oh, can attack monsters. Okay, well, a lot of this time, this card will just end up making game out of nowhere. And then for the Elastic Seas we run, it's actually a rank 12, which we can hard make. And that's not the only way we can make Zeus, but it is one of the ways we can make Zeus is to get a level 10 train in the Infinite Shark Harvester, and they're both going to overlay into a... into my boy Zeus. My secret rare Zeus. This is actually like the nicest card I own now. This or my... Yeah, no, this for sure. Well, I guess I technically own a an ulti Catastor as well. And then we're just running 1 Omega, kind of meme Omega. I just am running it. A, if they send it off Dogmatic Punishment, you know, LMAO, I get to shuffle card back into my deck. And B, if I gamma someone on my turn, I wanna synchro. You know, I want to do it. The extra doesn't matter. I've got the space, so we're doing it. And then I'll just very quickly run through this side because I don't want this to drag on for too long. Triple Meister, I feel like it's pretty good in the format. Side out going second cards for these going first cards. Only one Droll and Lockbird because I only have one. And then decks that are like, you know, sometimes you want to protect your floodgates, like it's super important for you to. So you're assigning Lords, and then triple. You side this into just more back row, and then to like be able to protect them. Just in matchups, you super need to protect that. And then, you know, against if we run into like back row decks, we definitely want to have these cards. And that's gonna be it. I will keep it brief. My goal is to make the deck profiles a bit briefer for me, because sometimes I do have a tendency to talk about stuff people already know. But that's neither here nor there. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been your boy Neosynthesis. Hopefully this quality is a lot better than the last time I did an in-person deck profile. And then obviously we will continue to improve the quality as we go. So appreciate you guys watching. Peace.